Hello, it is I. Now, racing games in the 80s used to look like this, and then they looked like this, then this, to this, and now in the 2020s, they look like this. So it's pretty safe to say that they've come a very long way since the start. But despite these advancements in technology, there are still so many things most racing games get wrong. Which is why I'm here with this video, is there are 10 things racing games still get wrong in 2023. Anyways, 4,000 likes is the target as per usual. Okay, you done that? Alrighty, thank you very much. Anyways, without further ado, let's get to this video. By the way, I have a really bad cold, so if my voice sounds a little bit weird today, then yeah, that's why. Anyways, in real life, cars can either have hard limiters, which are typically seen on older cars where you can like redline the car and like bang it off the red line, or they have soft limiters, which are typically seen on modern cars where if you reach the red line, then you can't really bang the revs off the red line. But in Forza 5, in this modern B58 powered Toyota, yep, this car has a hard limiter, which is very unrealistic. As when you hit the red line, it shouldn't be banging off the red line like this, it should be holding the revs around here, and then like that's it. And this isn't just a Forza problem, because this has been seen in basically every racing game ever made. Now yes, I know this is done so that the cars can all sound very exciting whilst you're like revving off the red line like this, but it's unrealistic, what can I say? They're meant to have a soft limiter, modern cars are meant to have soft limiters, but this car has a hard limiter. So yeah, but I really hope that more racing games can differentiate between hard limiters and soft limiters, because that would make cars so much more realistic. Now, when modern cars in real life perform an emergency stop, then the brake lights sort of flash to like sort of indicate that it's an emergency stop. And yeah man, this helps to show to the car behind you that you're doing an emergency stop, and it helps them to avoid crashing into you, which is a very cool feature. But in every single racing game, if you perform an emergency stop, then watch this. Yep, the brake lights do not flash, which is very unrealistic. In fact, the only time I see this feature in a game is in BeamNG and modded Assetto Corsa with certain car mods. But other than those two, this has never been seen in any other racing game, which is a little bit weird. Okay, yes, I know I'm being very picky talking about this feature because it's only been seen in car simulators, but come on, this would be a really cool feature to see in a game like Need for Speed, Forza, or even Test Drive Limited. That would be so cool. Have you noticed that in most racing games, the smoke rendered always comes from the dirt, as you can see right now, or the tyres if I pull the handbrake? Look at that smoke right there. In other racing games, you do get some engine smoke if your car is damaged, but you never get smoke coming out of the exhaust, which is very weird. I mean, right now, I'm driving a Ford F450, a diesel, massive engine, modified, coal-rolling monster, but in Forza and basically every other racing game out there, yep, you don't see any exhaust smoke, which is very annoying. Okay, now the only racing games I know which actually portrays exhaust smoke is Spin Tires, Mud Runner, and Snow Runner. But other than that, every other racing game does not show the exhaust smoke, which is very weird unless you're playing like a modded game like Assetto Corsa or something. So yeah man, racing game developers, if you are watching them, please do this to your games, and I would like that very much. In real life, you get two different types of flappy paddle gearboxes. First off, you get dual clutch transmissions, which are very smooth, they're very quick to shift with, and you also get single clutch transmissions, which are very clunky, they're very uncomfortable, they're very aggressive, just like you see on the Lamborghini Aventador. But in most racing games, if you shift a single clutch flappy paddle car, then watch this. Yep, that was very smooth. But in reality, this car should be very aggressive and uncomfortable and stupid and very laggy and stupid and laggy and uncomfortable and aggressive. Now yes, I know Forza is an arcade racing game, so they shouldn't really focus on things like this, but there is a very big cruising community and people who drive realistically. But actually differentiating between single clutch transmissions and dual clutch transmissions would be a total game changer for this community. Some modern cars in real life come with ambient lighting in the interior, just like this BMW M4. However, in Forza 5, as you can see, the ambient lighting is not present. Instead, you have to drive in darkness, which is very annoying, and this isn't just a Forza problem, because literally no racing game in the world has ambient lighting as standard. The only time I've ever seen ambient lighting is through Assetto Corsa mods, but other than that, I've never seen it in any other racing game, which is very weird, because I'd have expected like ambient lighting to be an easy feature to add, because all you have to do is add lights to the interior and then job done. Oh no, I might be wrong because Midnight Club Los Angeles technically has ambient lighting in that game, so only one racer game in the world has ambient lighting. So yeah, but I really hope that more racer games add ambient lighting to their cars because let's be honest, having no ambient lighting is very unrealistic. Most racer games nowadays, you can actually open the doors of your car, which is pretty cool. However, there is one very small problem. Oh, I was gonna say that the handles don't move, but clearly they do, so yeah, well done, Forza. However, on other racing games, the door handles do not move, they always just stay static, and that is very unrealistic. I mean, the only racing games I know which have moving door handles is Forza, which I've just proved right now, as well as Drive Club, which is a game from 2013, which is quite a long time ago. Now, yes, I know this is very picky of me to add into the list, but door handles need to move. So racing game developers, make sure to add more moving door handles into your racing games because that would make the game so much better. I mean, it won't really make the game better, but hey, it will make the games a little bit more realistic. So yeah, more moving door handles, please. Thank you very much. Now, have you noticed that in every single Forza Horizon game, the bulbs are always LEDs? I mean, if I brake, then look how instant the light goes on and goes off. That is a sign of an LED tail light. Look, there's no delay, everything's instant, and if I go to reverse, then look, it's the exact same thing. And I hate to break it to you, but this is unrealistic because this car is meant to have halogen bulbs because this car is from the 80s. Honestly, the brake lights shouldn't go instant like this. They should sort of fade on and then fade off, kind of like how halogens do in real life. And surprisingly, this isn't a racing game problem. It's mainly just a Forza problem because every other racing game seems to have fixed this. For example, the Crew, Gran Turismo, and even Driver San Francisco have accurate headlight and taillight bulbs. It's very realistic. But in one of the most famous racing games ever made, all the taillights are LEDs, which is very unrealistic. So yep, I know it is a small problem, but I really hope that Forza do fix this because this could really help to show the car's age. Now, have you noticed that in basically every racing game ever made, the stock cars backfire way too easily? I mean, right now I'm driving a 1.8 litre Alpine A110 and let's see how easily I can get this car to backfire. Yep, just like that, this car backfires. It's so easy. And this isn't just a Forza problem, because I remember in Need for Speed Heat, the Volkswagen Golf GTI backfired when stock. Okay, now yes, I know it's like this because it's an arcade racing game, and they try and make the cars all exciting and backfire with flames coming out, but surely it would be more exciting to actually work for your car to backfire. I mean, how much nicer would it be if when you buy your car stock, there is no backfire whatsoever, and then as soon as you modify it with like a turbo and an anti-like kit, then the flames can start, because that's how cars work in real life, because stock cars shouldn't be backfiring when standard. I mean, look at this. That should not be happening. What is that? Now, modern sports cars just like this BMW M4 actually come with a head-up display, which is really cool. It displays your speed above the speedometer, and yeah man, it's really cool to keep your eyes on the road while seeing how fast you're driving. But in Forza Horizon 5 and most racing games, as you can see, there is no head-up display, which is very weird. I mean, there should be a head-up display right over there, but there is nothing, and that is very unrealistic. In fact, the only racing games I know which have head-up displays is Assetto Corsa and Gran Turismo. But in every other racing game, there is no head-up display, which is a little bit annoying if I do say so myself. So yeah man, fingers crossed that head-up displays make their way into more racing games in the near future, because that would be very cool. When you shift gears in a manual car, then the driver actually shifts gears with his hands, which is really cool. I mean, look at this animation again. If I shift down, then the character actually shifts down, and then if I want to shift down again, then he does it again, and if I want to shift up, then he does it again. That is so cool. But what's not cool is when your character actually shifts gears, yep, the stick doesn't actually move, which is very unrealistic. I mean, let's watch this again. Yep, the stick doesn't move whatsoever. That is very disappointing. And this is not just a Forza problem, because this has been seen in basically every other racing game. In fact, the only racing game I know which actually has a moving gear stick is Test Unlimited 2, and the rest of the games are basically just sim racing games like in Project Cars. Now yes, I know this is very picky and it doesn't really affect the game whatsoever, but it would be really cool seeing the gear stick actually move. Because if a 2011 racing game has this feature, then come on, this should be seen on every single racing game. Well, hello there, watch this video right now, do it please. I know that's a bit aggressive, but I need you to do it please. Thank you very much. Anyways, have a good one guys. Cheers.